Hello gamers, welcome to another edition of Tiny Mage Hammer's Game Table, where tonight I'm continuing my series featuring the Tiny D6 system. This time around, it's Tiny Wastelands, designed by Bahr and published by Gallant Games. I am in the middle of a story. This is episode 2, where villagers in the last episode fought off a swarm of insects, and after consulting with their town elders, decided that they needed to go figure out exactly what was causing these insects to leave their subterranean lairs. And so using Grizzled, who is a survivor, a tracker, if you will. And so he, along with the team, Findalina, she's their de facto leader. She is a telekinetic. Then we have Axshield, Roger Axshield. He is he's a normal, and he is good with an axe and shield. And then we have Reacher Jack. He is a mutant, and he has bulging muscles, and he can throw bone spikes. So that is two. And then I've already mentioned Grizzled. He is a normal, and he is a tracker for the outside world. So they have made their way down into the subterranean tunnels of the insect swarm that attacked their village last episode. And what they found were the bodies of dead batters, and batters are mutated badgers, and a whole clan of them had been slaughtered with energy blasts, which they're not sure. Our heroes are not exactly sure what energy blasts are, but they were scorched with scorched wounds and injuries. So that has made them curious as they made their way through the subterranean. Now they opened up into a subterranean cave in which, more than likely at some point or another, was a mutation hive for the insects, but is now they find some interlopers, and we don't know who they are, and we're going to see what's going on. So that's where this episode begins. Our heroes are entering into this cave, this cavern. They hear voices as they were approaching, so they're going cautiously. In fact, they're going to send the Grizzled ahead, and he's going to try to sneak up. Now, Grizzled has he is a survivalist and a tracker, so he has those traits. So I'm going to give him advantage on this stealth roll to see if he can avoid detection as he gets closer, and he fails. Now, it's a little too soon for me to be using their 3 grit points. They each get 3 grit points. Grit is a meta resource that was introduced in Tiny Cthulhu, and they can spend one to re-roll a roll. I think in rules is written to re-roll the roll, but at disadvantage. I don't do that. I re-roll the roll as a roll. Or they can regain 1d3 hit points if they spend 2, and 3 they can make a shot miss, I believe. So yeah, I think I use it. I kind of house rule that, just like I house rule most things, is that they can make a reroll instead of without disadvantage. They can just reduce an attack up to 3 points. And then for the third tier, they can spend all 3 to have something completely miss them. So that's what I'm playing on, and they each have 3 grip points each, and they cannot share their grip points. They are stuck with what they've got. So I'll be tracking that there. And so he has sneaked in here too soon to use a grip point for a reroll. And then just as he's approaching, he hears, "So, Doctor, do you think that this will work?" "Oh, I'm positive it will." "Well then, begin." So he pushes a button on top of this machine-looking thing here, and suddenly this glowing crystalline structure in the middle of this subterranean chamber starts to glow, and there's a woman, and she is strapped to it, and then she starts screaming in pain, and then as he's watching, he's just stunned. He doesn't know what to do. And he's watching, it looks like part of her essence is flowing out of her and into the crystal. And then the crystal is starting to glow. He's like, I've seen enough of this. He rushes back the 15 yards or so. "Come on, something horrible is happening here." She's screaming. Yes, we heard the screams. Yes, men in some kind of weird armor and wielding some kind of sticks, maybe things of the ancients, not sure. But they're torturing this woman. This must end. So they enter in. The glow from the crystalline structure basically lights up this entire subterranean area. They don't need the torches that they brought with them. So he runs in, Grizzled runs in, and he's going to shoot at who he thinks is the leader. It's this guy here. He's not dressed in armor, and he has some kind of strange pistol in his hand, a weapon, which Grizzled saw a couple of times out into the wastes. So he's going to fire on that guy with his longbow. He has advantage with that since he's mastered, and he hits. And the man goes, "What? What is that? What is going on? Interlopers." And so the men in the armor says, get him. And so we're going to roll initiative at this point. I gave him one free. Everybody's coming in at this point. All right. So anybody rolls a 5 or 6 goes before the opponents, and anybody that rolls under goes after. So it looks like, oh, no, good. All right. So it looks like everybody but Grizzled goes after, which kind of makes sense. Grizzled just fired off his bow. All right. So let's see if you can see my initiative track. I'll move my initiative track over here. Let's see if the battle makes its way over here. All right. So we're going to start with Reacher Jack. He's going to enter the room and fire off bone spikes at this armored guy here. And he unleashes. So he is proficient in his bone spikes, but he gets advantage on the first time they are used in a round. So he's going to use that. And, ooh, almost critted. So he hit the guy, does a point of damage with his bone spikes. So that guy tings into his armor. Armor adds hit points in this game, so his armor is slowly going to not give him as much of an advantage. All right, next up we're going to go with Roger Axe Shield. He's going to move up, and he has a throwing axe. He's going to throw it at the same guy that was just targeted by Jack or Reacher Jack, but he's going to, he only gets it, but he hits, so he does another point of damage to that guy. He's not specialized. He doesn't have advantage with his throwing axe, just with his battle axe that he has with him. And then that brings us to Findalina. Now she is going to come in, and they're going to concentrate fire. Apparently, she's going to move here and fire her crossbow at that guy to see if she can maybe finish him off. Oof, no crit, but she does hit. So that guy's, they penetrated his armor, and so now it is their turn. So these two are like, whoa, they turn with their weapons. This guy comes with his weapon. So all three of them move. They're only gonna get one shot. This guy is gonna move here to protect the boss. And the scientist is gonna continue to do whatever he's doing to that woman. All right, so he's going to fire at Findalina and hits. They have leather armor, which because they don't have Armor Master, I'm saying adds just 1 hit point to their total. So she is down to 8. All right. Then this guy fires at Roger, misses. He only gets 1 shot because he moved into position. Same with the other guy. He fires at Roger and misses. And the other guy, as he moved, he had to double move to get in front of the boss, so he's not going to get an attack. The boss himself turns, and he has a pistol and makes a loud noise. These things shot out beams of light. This is going to fire off something they're not sure. He's going to take aim at Grizzled. He is specialized being a boss, so he has advantage. Mastered, that's the word I was looking for. Boom, hits Roger. Roger has a shield. He didn't take the evade action. If he had the evade action, he wouldn't have been able to do that, but he does have leather armor. So Roger is taking a single point, which will put him to that many. Okay. All right. Okay. So now they've all gone. The woman is still screaming. And now the Grizzled is like, he's going to move. He's not going to move. He's going to fire at the scientist and hope for a crit. You know what? No, this is what I'm going to do. He's going to take the focus action. Now, with my house rule on critical hits, if all 3 dice roll, and it has to be with only mastered weapons, can you get criticals? If he rolls all 3 successes, he does an additional D3 points of damage. Now, with a focus action, he hits on 4s. So he's going to do that. He's going to take 1 good shot at that guy. And he hits with a 4, but that's it. So he still hit, which was good. The scientist stops what he's doing for a minute, and the woman like slumps forward like in her bonds, and she's like, "Oh, help me, help me." And then so that was that. So now it is initiative. Now in Tiny D6 games, you roll initiative once and it's cyclical. I prefer to roll every round simply because it's a rules-like game, so why not? And B, I like the way the tactics shift as who goes first and who doesn't shifts as well. Speaking of going first, looks like everybody's going first, the good guys, before the enemy, so that's good. All right, so Findalina. She wants to try to save that woman. She's like, Grizzled, go help that woman. No. Reacher Jack, go help that woman. No, I'm sorry. Grizzled, do it. All right. And so, I'll do it. And so, I'm going to have Roger move in front of her. He has another throwing axe, and he's going to throw it at this guy because he's trying to protect Findalina because A, he loves her, and B, that's kind of what he sees as his job as the shield carrier. So he throws another axe. He has 3 axes. This is his second throw. So he is going to be out of those soon. He is not mastered in those, and he misses. And we're not using a thing on that. So that was his. Findalina is going to fire a crossbow twice. She has a special loading mechanism that allows her to load quickly. And so she fires at the guy that has been injured. And she hits. And she's going to take a second shot. And she misses. So she does 1 more point of damage. And he is still up and fighting. And so next up is Reacher Jack. He's like, rah! He charges in. And he swings his large bladed sword at this guy. He does 1 additional point of damage because of his mutation, bulging muscles. So he is going to get advantage with his sword. He attacks. And he misses. That was so anticlimactic. This guy's like, wow. And he ducked. You know what? No. I'm going to use a grip point. I'm going to use a grip point for him. That was just so anticlimactic. I can't have that happen. So he rolls. And he hits. Okay, so he does 2 damage, which is enough to, bam, knocks that guy against the crystal, and he goes down. So he's out of action. So that was Reacher Jack. And then finally, Grizzled. Grizzled takes another shot. He's going to take 2 shots at this scientist, try to take him down. Because he knows that he's the one that's torturing that woman. So 1 hit and a miss. All right, so he takes a hit, and the guy's like, ugh. So he goes, and he runs around behind this thing and pushes the button, and she starts screaming. Now he's got some cover. And, you villain, I shall stop you. And so that's Grizzled. He's not very happy with the torture that's going on here in front of his eyes. What are you doing to her? And he just laughs maniacally. And then so the bad guys. So this guy fires at Roger twice. Misses both times. This guy fires at him because he is intimidated by that guy. Just knocked the heck out of his buddy. So he's going to fire twice at him. Hits twice. So Reacher Jack takes 2 points of damage. Now he's starting with 8. You don't believe he has armor, if I remember correctly, when I designed him. Yeah, he does that. He has leather armor. Sorry, I take it back. And yeah, he's got a lot of hit points. Yeah. All right, so he is down to that. The other guy is also intimidated by him, so fires both of his shots at Reacher. Hits and hits. Oh, yikes. Woo. So that is another 2 hits. All right. And then the bad guy fires his pistol twice at Reacher Jack. Missed and hit. So Reacher Jack takes yet another point of damage. All right, but he's pretty tough, so we'll see how that goes. All right, time for initiative. Oh my gosh, it's horrible. The guy that rolls advantage on initiative, it goes after. I guess it's bound to happen when you're playing with dice. Findalina before, Grizzled before, and Reacher before. So here we go. Reacher's like, bruh! And he takes a step. In fact, it's such a small step. I'm gonna allow him to have 2 actions to swing at this guy. First attack with the big sword, hits for 2. Second, oh wait, I'm sorry, 3. That's right, because he's using a heavy weapon. He only gets 1 attack with a heavy weapon under the new rules. So he did 3 damage with the 1 hit, and he takes the evade action for the next hit. So he hits that guy for 3. That is a solid clang against that plasteel armor that guy's wearing. Grizzled's like, I don't care, and he's going to take 2 shots at that scientist. Well, if he shoots at the scientist, he might hit the woman. So he's going to move into another position and fire at the scientist there so that there's no cover. Yeah. So he gets 1 shot because he moved. 1 action. Oh, almost got the crit. Nice. Hit that guy for 1 more. The scientist keeps pushing that button. And then Findalina. She can telekinetically hit that guy with her telekinetic powers behind cover. So she's going to do that. Missed. And she's going to try again. Second. So that time she does. She does a point of damage to him, but it's not enough to take him down. Those of you that watched the last episode, what happened with Findalina's dice just now was, you know, par for the course. All right, so the bad guys. So the boss man is starting to back up a little bit. He's getting a little nervous. So he backs up and fires his pistol once at Reacher Jack. And he hits, but does not crit. Almost did, though. Reacher Jack takes another hit point of damage. Now, this guy's in melee combat with him. I'm going to allow him to fire his energy weapon at him, but it's with disadvantage. And miss. And miss. The other guy is shooting into a melee. He doesn't care if he hits his buddy. So if he rolls any 1 on this die, he's going to shoot his friend. So he missed and missed. Oh, no, he hit. So Reacher Jack takes yet another point of damage. All right, then this guy, he fires at Axe, and then, ooh, missed, and then jumps behind here because he doesn't want to get shot at, but he's going to pop back out again. At least that's his plan. Then Axe, Roger moves up on this guy and swings his battle axe at him. Gotta take these villains down. And he swings his battle axe and he misses. So anticlimactic. He's not using a grip point for that. All right, so initiative. All right, here we go. All right, gosh dang it. Come on, Roger. Go before. Findalina before. Reacher before. And Grizzled after. All right, 50% spread there. All right, so half and half. Reacher swings his big sword at this guy and hits for another 3, which sends this guy smashing down onto the ground. Next is Findalina, and she's going to move because she doesn't want to be around the guy with the energy weapon, or she doesn't want to make it an easy target for the guy with the energy weapon. So she's going to move here, and you know what? She's going to move here next to this crystal and telekinetically blast him. So she needs to make a test. No, she needs to make a test. And she does it. So she does 1 point of damage to him. All right. All right, so at this juncture, before the enemies take their turn, all of the characters have to, that are not in armor have to take a save test. Because Reacher Jack is a mutant and is tough, I'm going to give him advantage on this save test. And because Findalina is a mutant, I'm going to give her on this save test. Of course, this is kind of my own rule. I bet they have rules for this in here. Let me double check. See what their rules are. I think they do have rules for it now that I think about it. I am looking for radiation rules. There we go. Okay. So yeah, that's cool. So they have to make a save test. I'm giving advantage to the mutants, though. So Findalina, she fails, and then Roger, he fails, and Reacher Jack gets advantage. He passes. Grizzled, he fails. All right, so that's radiation slowly takes effect. So I'm tracking how much radiation they're taking from these crystals that are shooting out. Like I said, these guys in this full armor here are not affected, but yet the boss man and the scientist are, and maybe the woman against the crystal. But all right, so it's the enemy's turn. So he's gonna fire at Reacher Jack. He's gonna move behind this apparatus. No, he's gonna move behind this apparatus here and fire at Reacher Jack. Misses. This one is going to fire with disadvantage on Roger. Fires, both miss. It's 2 shots. The scientist says, "We must leave here. Your soldiers are falling apart. So free her." No. Pew! He shoots her in the head and she dies. Maybe we'll capture one of these people and do an experiment on them. You fool! I have not yet done gathering my data. And so now Findalina's like, or Roger's like, I don't care about your data. That's a person you just murdered. And then he rolls. Oh my gosh. It's so anticlimactic. And he swings back with his battle axe. Boom! He hits. So he injures that guy. And then, so that was him. And now Grizzled is like, this scientist makes me sick. And he fires an arrow at him. And he hits and he crits. There it is. So it's does 1 point of damage plus a D3. And he does 3 more, so that's 4 damage. And the scientist slammed up against this, the arrow in his heart, and drops to the ground dead. So he is out of action. And then, yep, that was his actions. And now, I guess it is initiative. All right, so Roger's going before, after for Grizzled, Findalina after, Reacher before. All right, so let's see how this plays out. Okay, so Reacher moves up and slams this guy with his sword. So he moves and attacks, and boom, hits him for 3 damage. Ugh, still up. And then he moved and attacked, so that's it. Roger tries to finish him off with a blow from his battle axe, and he misses. Backswing and misses. He's going to use a grip point. My gosh, that guy. Reroll, one last roll. Ha! Missed. If that had been all ones, that battle axe would have ended up somewhere bad. All right, so that was him. Now it's the bad guys. Now, this guy's like, retreat! And he runs, so he's going to make a double move and tries to head down this hall. This guy follows. And this guy, he knows he's gonna run away too. And that big heavy sword is not going to be able to get there, but the battle axe, he might be able to take a shot at him as he leaves. And he actually hits him, but it's and it is just enough to bring him down. So he turns his back and gets a battle axe in the back for his, and they run away down the hall. And then immediately Roger goes over to the woman and cuts her free with a knife, but she's long gone. Oh, I recognize her. This is one of the merchants that visited our village just a few days ago. Yes, Roger, I think you're correct. I think I dealt with her. She was selling jewelry of some type. Yes, I believe her name was Anna. Yeah, Anna. Oh my, that's horrible. What were they doing to her? I'm not sure. I'm not sure either. Should we chase them and slay them? Just a minute, Reacher. Well, what should we do here? What is this apparatus? What were they doing here? I don't know. I don't understand any of it. All I know is people like that should not be allowed to exist. I think I agree with you, Grizzled. All right, we need to track them down, wherever they're going. You up for it, Grizzled? Yes. Track them down to make sure that they don't hurt anyone else, or actually come for our village next. This needs to stop. Then we should also talk to some of the fixers back at our village to take a look at this apparatus, see if they can figure out what it is. And maybe, I don't... Reacher walks up, starts, whoa, careful! They all move out of the way. He starts smashing with his sword. No, no, such technology should not exist. And he starts smashing it. I don't care what it does. It's no good. All right, well, whew, okay. All right, so I say we track them down, find where they are, and make sure they can never harm anyone ever again. I agree. Excellent. All right, Grizzled, lead the way. And that's where we're going to leave this episode, as they hunt down the mysterious people that were torturing that poor woman and performing experiments. All right, so thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. So come back next time for the conclusion, or is it, of this series featuring Tiny Wastelands. So once again, this is Mage Hammer. So keep on rolling dice and playing games till next time. And I'm Mage Hammer, out.